Hello, this is Alex from the Friends and Flayers podcast. Today I want to talk to you about Anchor. Anchor is legitimately the easiest way to make a podcast. It gives you everything you need to record, edit, and distribute your podcast all in one place. Best of all, it's free. That's right, you're not going to spend a single gold piece, or if you prefer, $1, if you're lame, on Anchor. They even distribute to other platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and Google. You easily make money from your podcast. No minimum listeners required. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hi, this is your recaptain speaking, Joel from the Friends and Flayers podcast, here to give you a recap of Dearly Departed Part 2. The party travels further down the road and sees an archway over a driveway. Atop the archway, they see the name of the farm, the Oatlight Farm, and a sign saying, "Caravans Welcome." The main house is made of brick and wood. On the right is a pen, and on the left is a field of wheat. There are goblin effigies lining the path that Callum sold to the farm. In the distance is a tower. On the farm are two other horseless carriages that are broken down like Callum's. One appears to be from Plunetaria. A half-orc girl comes running and waving out of the farmhouse, followed by her human mother. Orlando tries to make the horse look like a unicorn, but the little girl calls him out on it. The mother's name is Becca, and the daughter is named Tara. They ask us where we're going. Orlando tells them we're heading to the festival. Tara recognizes Marhalt from her book, The Adventures of Marhalt. Becca, Talbot, and Callum arrange for our stay and the repair for Callum's carriage. Marhalt reveals himself to be the person on the book. Tara asks for an autograph and rushes to get a pen. Marhalt covers his face. While they're unloading, Orlando hears a beautiful voice singing in the cart from Plunetaria. Reggie and Gorham hear a conversation going on from the first cart. There is an orc and a human guard talking about something coming into his farm and killing his sheep. The guard says he only kills bandits, not monsters. Gorham and Reggie make their way over. Marhalt, embarrassed for being recognized and not remembering his past, and Orlando head over to the Plunetaria cart and make a grand entrance. There's a woman in the group Orlando notices. Her name is Tessa. Orlando remembers peering through a keyhole and hearing a conversation. Standing in the hall with him was Tessa. She's surprised to see Orlando, though she tried to play it cool. She pulls Orlando in close and tells him she wants to talk to him in private. The band begins to play another song and Orlando joins in. The orc and the guard are arguing about finding the monster killing his sheep. Gorham comes running up and volunteers. Something comes in the middle of the night and tries to carry off his sheep. He finds them in the morning with their necks broken. It seems to be trying to carry them off. Tara thinks it's a griffin. She has a trap to set up, but it needs fish. Her father says he thinks the pond where the fish are is haunted. His name is Tusk. He says his daughter has all the brains, and he usually works with wheat. Tusk pays Gorham 25 gold pieces to track and kill the monster killing his sheep. Gorham goes to check the sheep pen for other tracks. Aldrin continues to unload the cart. Gorham goes to tell the rest of the group about the monster hunt. Everyone agrees to go except Flan. With that, they head to the pasture. That ends the recap for Dearly Departed Part 2. Stay tuned for Part 3.
You make your way to the pasture for the sheep. It's a muddy mess. It seems that it rained not too long ago here. A lot of hoof prints and muck are where the sheep are currently are. If you want to, roll a survival check.
Okay.
Okay, I can do that.
Survival check.
All of us?
Yeah, anyone that wants to.
20 on my survival check. Sorry, dudes, I'm rolling hot tonight, and I think that if we have to, have someone roll something, I'm just gonna take the initiative on that.
I rolled
Because
7.
with your 6 and your 7, I gotta tell you, I'm not holding out much hope.
Marhalt rolled a 12.
Aldrin rolled a 17.
Aldrin and Orlando, you guys don't notice anything out of the ordinary. It looks like the footprints are very similar to what you would appear to be the sheep. You don't see anything too crazy, but you do notice in the distance there's a tree line, and it looks like a almost perfectly circular tree a bite has been taken out of the top of it. You'd have to get closer to see what could have caused that, but there's a giant divot in the leaves and the branches.
I'm going to point ahead and say, I think we should check that out.
Check what out?
I gesture to the tree, and I want a minor illusion, a small diagram of a tree. I was like, this is what a tree is supposed to look like. But that tree does not look like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I gesture back and forth.
Guys, did you see anything in the mud?
I
Nothing
do
except
not.
sheep tracks.
Reggie and I don't really see anything either. So you guys were talking about a tree? What tree?
I point again. Actually, this time I'm going to walk behind the orc,
Mm-hmm.
take his head, and turn it in the direction of the tree.
I'm much taller than you. Just as a reminder, you're 5'7", I'm 6'5".
All right, well, I'm going to stand beside the large orc, and I'm going to gesture a few times, point to my eyes, point to the tree, two fingers point to my eyes, 2 fingers point to the tree. So kneel down here, kneel down. See things from my perspective.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn his head.
Oh, that tree.
Gore, when he adjusts your line of sight, you notice the opening in the tree lines up directly towards the stone tower in the distance.
Does anybody else see that stone tower in the distance?
I do now.
Yeah, that is a very nice stone tower.
Well, it's kind of odd that the bite looks like it leads towards that tower, right?
That's what we've been. I'm just gonna start walking towards the bite and the tower.
Nobody said anything about the tower. I only heard about trees. Right, Reggie? Right, you got my back on this one. Yeah.
I'm going as I walk away. I want a minor illusion, the sound of the orc being like, "Do you guys see that tower in the background? Oh my god!"
So you guys are walking to the tower?
Walking towards the tower.
Yeah.
All right. You come across an abandoned tower you saw from the farm. It stands about 40 feet. It's made of stone. It looks like it might be a remnant of when the goblins were in power. It has small arrow slits that go up the 4 stories of the tower. It has no door. It only has an opening where you assume the door was when it was in use. It doesn't look like it's in terrible shape. It looks like you probably could enter it without it collapsing on top of you, but you can tell it's been throughout the years it's worn down.
The door still there, or is it in?
No, it's gone. It's just an opening.
Okay. I will start walking towards the door. I'm going to see if I see any footprints, if there's any dust or dirt or anything like that.
Sure. Yeah, you don't really notice anything too out of place. You see a lot of heavy dust. It's been years since anyone's been out here.
My guess is that from the tree and the lack of prints at the sheep pen, that we're dealing with something that flies.
Well, Tusk said that his daughter, Tara, thought it was a griffin.
Is she the one who called me out on my bullshit with the unicorn?
That is the one, yes.
Well, she is clearly one of the most intelligent people that I've ever met in my life. So she must be onto something.
She also said that she could set up a trap if she could get some fish.
Well, shoot. Well, it sounds like one of us needs to go. Is there or did she say there's like a river or a lake nearby?
Yes. Tusk told me that there was water nearby, but he was afraid to go, 'cause he's a coward.
Well, I don't mind going fishing. That sounds enjoyable.
I hate fishing.
I'll do a solo trip to go fishing. That's totally all right with me. Is it is it a lake or a river?
It was like a fishing pond.
Pond? Perfect.
Tusk said that it was haunted. At least that's what the locals think. But Gorm never asked what made him think it was haunted.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know which general direction the pond is?
If somebody wants to roll a survival check, they can probably end up finding it via divining it with Dungeons and Dragons magic.
Oh my god.
25.
Sponge, you go, oh, it's that way. And you point, like, there's a line from the farm, the tower, to the lake, or to the pond. You're like, yep, right there.
You just looked over there. It's right there.
I'm gonna start playing the harp again, and I'm gonna make my way towards the pond as I play up. As I go into the forest.
Oh, so you're just going to continue on? You're not going to investigate this this tower?
No, I think that if I had to decide between trap or no trap, I'm going to opt into the trap. I had assumed that we were going to wait for the trap, but I suppose that's up to you guys. I'm going to make my way to the pond, because a haunted pond sounds a lot cooler than getting killed by a griffin.
You know what happens in a scary movie when the first person leaves the group? Just saying.
Did Goran say that it was haunted? The lake?
No,
he
I'm just
didn't.
bringing it up metagaming.
No, I know. No, I realize, but I didn't hear that initial conversation. And if Goran didn't say anything, then I'm assuming he's going to be perfectly fine fishing on his own.
It might have been that Gorm's player didn't hear the haunted part while he was trying to scramble and take notes at the same time.
Okay.
I had no idea that it was a haunted pond. Well, rather, I know that it's a haunted pond, but Orlando does not know that it is a haunted pond. He's just like, yeah, I'd rather go fishing than deal with this flying bird that's eating small animals, such as myself.
So who's going to the pond? Who's going to hang out and check out the tower?
Gorm's going for the tower.
I'm going to the tower. Marhalt's going to the tower.
Aldrin's going to the tower.
All right. Let's split the level 1 party up. That sounds great.
Oh, we're so smart, guys.
Hey,
We're so smart.
we've only known each other for like a day and a half, so you know.
I don't.
3 days.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't need these buffoons fucking up my fishing.
All right.
You're gonna scare the fish away with all your music anyway.
Let's start this out with the tower. You guys are making impeccable decisions.
Are you saying that we can't peck them?
I sense some sarcasm from the DM.
Well, I thought we always
Sarcasm.
made really, really good decisions in this group. So
Yeah, let's do the tower, and then we'll deal with the fishing.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys come up to the opening. Like I said, it seems like it's been years since anyone has been inside this tower, as far as you can tell. It's about 4 stories tall, and like I said, there's arrow slits on every single floor. It looks like this might have been like some sort of like lookout for the goblin armies when they were in power. What do?
I'm gonna step up to this door, like I had said, and
Sure.
just kind of peek in a little bit.
Yeah.
Check for trap.
You stick your head into the bottom floor of the tower. It's pretty much empty. There's some sacks of something sitting on the floor, there is a small set of stairs made out of wood, kind of like a almost a ladder, but kind of at an angle. So it looks like you could climb it pretty easily instead of having to like climb it up as a traditional ladder. But kind of the steps are very narrow. It leads up to what appears to be a second floor.
Okay. Well, looks like it's all clear on this first floor, guys.
All right, let's go, Reg.
Yep. We're doing Theater of the Mind because I didn't get to draw out all of the floors
That's fine.
exactly. So, the second as you climb up the are you climbing up the ladder?
I want to check out the bags first.
Sure.
See what's in there.
You open it up. It looks like it was grain that has spoiled a long time ago. Normally, when things are spoiled, they smell bad, but it's been spoiled for so long that it doesn't smell anymore.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Okay. Should we go to the second floor, gents?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right.
You climb up to the second floor. You see small bits of furniture that have rotted out. It looks like it's been dry rot. The floor seems pretty dry. You notice some mouse droppings on the floor. Nothing that would indicate they're like giant rats or anything like that. This isn't the type of first level adventure we're going to be running.
Those things scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Me too.
What?
ROUSs.
Oh.
Rodents of unusual
size.
I don't think they exist.
Learning about you guys today. But you see another ladder that seems to go up to a third floor. Do you guys want to roll a perception check to see if there's anything of merit in this room?
Yes.
The way I've been rolling? No.
Sponge is like, I got a 20. 16. Nice. You actually
I have an 11.
You actually find a small lockbox underneath one of the rotten beds. It is currently locked, but it's probably the size of a hand.
Okay. I'll throw out my pack for right now.
Wait, you found a box? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, a small lockbox.
Lockbox.
Mm-hmm. And there is a ladder going up to what appears to be a third floor.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If it's okay with you, I will head up first.
Sure. The third floor looks a lot like the second floor. There's rotten furniture. What looks to be a desk is in this floor. On the desk, you see inkwell that looks like it's been dried up. You see some papers that looks like they've dried, like the sun has hit them in a way that it like bleached them, so they're almost unreadable. But really, you don't see anything like out of place. It's very dusty. It seems like I said, no one's been here for a real long time. Go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you guys find anything of note.
No, I rolled an 18.
Oh, you rolled an 18?
I got a lady's 8.
Gentleman 6.
Markholt opens up one of the drawers and peers down and sees 2 vials. With your paladin training, you know them to be healing potions. Just the standard 2d4 plus 1 healing potions.
Wonderful.
Which comes to a question. How are we doing loot in this campaign? Are we going to do like a treasury and we pull out of it what people want, or how are you guys going to do that? That's something you guys can think about.
Yeah, well, I will let everybody know. So, gentlemen, I found these 2 vials of healing potions.
I assumed I let everybody know about the lockbox on the previous floor. So.
Yeah, you guys never said that you weren't, because it's a small place, so you guys probably weren't able to hide it, even if, it would take a lot of effort to hide it. Meaning a roll if you were going to try to hide it. But yeah, the third floor is pretty much empty. Other than that, there is a ladder leading up to the 4th floor.
Okay. So actually, I will give each one of those guys one of the potions.
Okay.
Actually, you hang on to one because I have healing spells.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, very well. Thank you.
When you guys get to the 4th floor, there's a lot more stuff in here. The room's full of bird cages, and there's a desk, and on top of the desk there is a how can I put it, like a shelf full of like cubby holes. They each have like a label on them. Does anyone read Goblinoid?
No, I do not.
So
I
they're
do
just
not.
gibberish to all of you.
Of course, it's goblins.
So just like the labels on everything is gibberish to you. Basically there's like rolled up scrolls in each one of the not each one of them, but like most of the cubby holes. There's probably 24 cubby holes in all. It looks like this might have been some sort of like rookery for like messenger ravens, or something like that. But that's basically all you see in this room. You guys want to roll a perception check for me?
I rolled a 10.
14.
Sponge.
I rolled an 11.
Woo! I finally
Good
got
deal.
a high roll.
Joel, Gorham hears something. It's faint, but hears someone talking. You can't make out what it is, but it sounds. You hear someone or something, further down, maybe on the ground, but you can't really tell.
Gosh,
With
I hear
that,
a
we're
voice.
going to switch over to
Hello.
our boy Orlando Nash. You make it to the fishing pond Tusk told you about. It appears to be a normal pond in a bit of woods. The only thing that's out of place is a black rectangular stone jutting out of the water slightly in the middle of the pond. It appears to be about 3 feet across and about a foot front to back. You can't tell how deep the stone goes in the murky brown water.
I would like to turn around and I say, "Hey guys, do you?" Only to realize that no one is there. So I'm going to go to the. I would like to just sort of look around and see if there's anything on the end of the pond opposite of this strange black rock.
Sure. It's kind of in the middle of the pond. The pond's not very big.
Oh, okay.
It's as far as you can see. It's probably like about 50 feet across. So about 25 feet is where the rock is. This map doesn't have it because I just found this map on the internet. We're using a little bit of imagination. You know, this game is the hallmark.
For what it's worth, the map has not changed, so I don't know if you actually have
Did
one
I
there.
not switch you over?
Narp.
Sorry about that, bud.
Oh, you're good. I was using my imagination so hard.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Going back to. Also, you'll have to forgive the laughter every once in a while. Liz is watching Grace and Frankie, which, if you don't know, is a hysterical show. That is a 14.
A 14. You notice something different, something odd about this pond. You're not anywhere near the sea, but you smell like salt water.
Oh, strange.
It's very brackish.
Brackish.
Brackish is a mixture of salt water, like fresh water and salt water. It's not 100% one or 100% the other. So that's
Okay.
the meaning of brackish. Vocabulary. How do you fish?
I'm going to. I would like to walk up onto this rock here and look into the water. Are there many fish around?
It's actually a murky brown water lake. Think of Guilford
Oh,
Lake
so I
in
can't even-
Ohio.
Gotcha. So I can't even see if there are any fish.
Not as far as you can tell. You see some shadows in the water with your 14. But like you assume there are fish in there. It's just you don't know what kind of fish or anything like that.
I would like to step back
Mhm.
and take one of the branches from this bush here.
Okay.
That's beside me. And I'm going to rip off one of the small branches and throw it into the water.
Sure.
Because I'm definitely curious about why this brackish sea is here instead of just a regular pond.
Sure. You throw the branch as far as you can. It makes a splashing noise. As the water starts to settle, you see bubbles come up from the pond.
Well, that's not usual. I'm going to rip off another branch and throw it in and see what happens.
It splashes again. You see more bubbles as the water settles. Roll a perception check.
Another 14.
All right. It is unable to evade your gorgeous bard eyes.
It?
You see a head peek out of the water. It appears to be a fish, but
Okay.
you glean that there's intelligence behind its eyes.
I would like to pull out some of my food rations, and I fall to one knee, and I say, I come in peace.
It starts trudging up the shore of the pond. It's a humanoid shape, purple skin. It wears like a brown tunic that's covered in rips and holes and mud, and around its neck you see a necklace. There's a brown rock. It's the shape of a rectangle with a strange symbol on it. It's tied at the waist with some cord. It's carrying a shield and a spear. It gurgles at you. It's the only way you could describe it. It yells. Roll initiative.
Jeez Louise. But of course, I didn't want to fight, but you left me no choice.
Damn Murlocs.
12.
Well, good thing that I should put it on this. Put it on the screen. Good thing for you, it rolled a 4. So
Right.
You will be going first.
So I don't want to immediately attack, but can I save my action to jump out of the way, or is that only a monk thing?
You can delay. That's no problem.
Well, I'm concerned if I delay that it's just gonna one shot.
I mean, you can always try.
Can I ready a spell?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ready Dissonant Whispers if it charges me.
Okay. So you're readying a spell, Dissonant Whispers, if it comes towards you, or you say
if it charges towards me in a hostile manner.
It charges you at a hostile manner.
All right. I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice can hear within range. It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw against a DC 15.
It rolled a whopping 2.
All right.
So what does your spell do?
My spell does 7 damage, 7 psychic damage, and it must immediately use its reaction to move as far away as its speed allows away from me.
Okay.
The creature does not move into obviously dangerous ground.
Yeah, you see it grab its fish head and go and start running back into the water. It starts swimming frantically as it's scared of you. It is your turn again.
Well, I never wanted to fight it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So can I throw some more food rations at it? This is starting to feel like Safari Zone in Pokemon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Don't fight. Just eat with me. Just eat the food.
Roll a charisma check with that too. I'll say if you have persuasion, I'll let you use it.
Oh, your boy's got persuasion. 16.
All right. You're using your body language to communicate because it doesn't seem like you share a similar language. But it like eyes you.
I would like to do the Planetarian Dance of Peace. Not that it's going to know what that is, but I sort of do like an electric slide gesture side to side, and then I do like right leg back, sort of like lean back with it, and then left leg forward, right shoulder forward.
And unexpectedly, you just hear in the background.
Actually, could I also play the harp while I'm doing this dance, hoping to maybe it'll join in, maybe it'll feel the music and do its own dance of peace.
Go ahead and roll a performance check.
That is a 12.
This
Not
is
my
why
best.
I love bards.
I feel like, given the fact that I just watched a purple water-covered monster approach me in a hostile manner, my ability to play the harp is not all there. But it's a 16 for the persuasion. And I'm going to throw some more food.
You see 3 of his buddies come out of the water. Or two of his buddies, sorry. There's 3 of them in total now.
I would like to throw food to them too.
They look at their friend and then look at you, and they ready their spears.
Jesus. I'm going to put my hands up and just walk backwards slowly.
Sure.
See what they do.
Yeah, they hold their spears, and they kind of sink into the water a little bit. Roll an insight check.
9.
Yeah, you have no idea why fish people are attacking you. You have no idea at all.
I don't think they're necessarily hostile. I just think that I'm a foreign entity in their land. Goodness gracious. Since I have no real way to communicate with them and they don't like my dance of peace, I'm going to minor illusion a large splashing sound behind them as though a giant rock just fell into the pond and make a break for it.
All right. Yeah, you do so pretty handily. And where are you heading to?
Back the way I came, but this time my harp playing is a little more faster paced as I'm running through the forest.